Hi, I'm Savvy. I wanted to take a minute and hold myself accountable, but also maybe share some perspective. My daughter struggles a lot with the word no. She reads it and no and has a response, physiological response, big. And I noticed myself getting very frustrated because all she had to answer was if the sentence was right. Like, the boy has the ball. But the picture's a horse. The kid has spelled horse. She knows that's a horse. She's telling me the boy has a horse, but she will not click no. And every time I'm like, well, you just told me that, he has a horse, so no ball. And big response. Whole hand thrown, big expression. So I called my mom because she's awesome at what she does. And she reminded me that my goal and focus for reading needs to be, does she understand it? That practice is supposed to be about comprehension. I know she gets it. She understands what she's reading. Why am I hung up? Because she's hung up. And I had to remind myself that, but when she has had limited language, and now she's age 11, and yes, now we are having sentences, we're having conversations. She is starting conversations. It's beautiful. I love it. But how many times has that kid told no without explanation, without expanding, because she didn't have the language to give it? Not saying that was wrong. I'm showing what that makes. I have a very high IQ kid with language deprivation, not low IQ, not low comprehension, very late access to language, and understanding that language is a thing. So I have to adjust. If no is a big thing, okay, then I use it not. And no, it's not, because it's showing a negation. It's showing that thing is not real. So not works for NO. Not that. Not green. Not. Because not's neutral. More neutral for her. And then her dad and I are responsible for now making sure that we use no, N-O, no, as many times as we can, as neutrally as possible. Not telling her no, but hey, do we have meat? Do we have cereal? And she sees me say no and tells me no. But it's not I'm wrong. It's not punishment. It's not personal. Because before we had language to explain that not that behavior. No, I have a horrible suspicion has become part of her identity. And how she sees herself and how she feels seen by other people. Sometimes the refusal to accept no, part of the ODD, part of the PDA, is wanting the ability and right to exist because you don't have that. You can't exist how you need in this moment by cultural standards. But here in my house, with me, with your dad, in our home, that's fine. Because we can help neutralize that no. But we have to be willing to understand where it's coming from and not let ourselves be triggered. Because, yes, we never would have. And guess what? We're all traumatized adults. It's how some of us didn't know we were ADHD until 30s. spectrum. I mean, come on. Those of us who didn't have other, or our comorbidity was more acceptable or more easily hidden. So we function. We don't live. But she has my operating system. Which means if I don't want her telling herself that she's dumb or why can't you just remember? I don't want that to be her inner voice. She already has enough negative voices about her. I want her voice to be so loud and her own that she feels comfortable taking her damn time. Because the world was not made for her. She's deaf and autistic. She doesn't fit. So I'm not going to try and force her. I will adjust what I can to fit her world and help her bridge. But that means I have to be willing to look at where she's at and my participation in how we got here. And then, 100% feel guilty, a little bit. And then realize you were doing the best you could with what information you had. But now you have more. Now you have better skills. So, time to level up, my dudes. Time to level up.